about it. I know you want to know what we got to say about it. They talking about it on the TV right now. Dak Prescott signed a 4-year, $160 million contract with $126 million guaranteed. $66 million signing bonus for the biggest signing bonus in NFL history.
Largest ever. Like more than Russ, more than Pat, more than Aaron Rodgers, more than anybody who you can think of who's ever actually won a Super Bowl, more than all of them. So before I go too hard on him, how good would Dallas be waiting on their injured quarterback to start this season?
It's going to be interesting, man. It's going to be extremely interesting. When I look at how a season's about to come up for somebody, I love to look at a ceiling, floor, and expected. I think at the very worst, I was looking at their schedule. They got some tough guys on there. I know it would be crazy to say that these guys go winless, but I mean, if they only win a couple of games, maybe 5 or 6, I think that could be realistic because the schedule's tough. I just don't believe in the Cowboys anymore. And I mean, yes, Dak had his leverage. He pulled the deal out, but overall, man, the coaching and is the O-line going to be healthy? What type of Dak Prescott are we going to get? What type of Ezekiel Elliott are we going to get? I know you got some facts for us on the Zeke and the Dak with and without each other, so that's going to speak more to it. But for a ceiling, man, maybe 10 to 12 wins, no further than the NFC divisional. I think it'd be one and done, but I expect them to be about, I'd say, a 7 to 10 win team. I don't expect them to make the playoffs, but if they do, I think it'll be a first round exit. So it's going to be an interesting season for Dallas, no question.
Oh, I mean, just that division is why they can make the playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, just looking at their opponents just the same way you did, I see 5 definite losses because I know they'll split with everyone in their division.
Right.
So, I mean, I'm giving them 3-3 in the division. Then when you look at it, they play at Kansas City and at Tampa.
Yep.
That's 2 more losses. Mm-hmm. So 5 off top.
I want to say week 16 on the road at Tampa.
So what I'm looking like, I haven't seen the actual schedule laid out for week to week yet. But, I mean, out of that, 5 definite losses, 6 toss-ups. I mean, I don't know who to take with them at New Orleans. Don't know what the Saints are going to be actually putting on the field this year yet.
Right.
At Minnesota, depends on if that's a 1 o'clock game and Kirk Cousins is not in prime time. If they play at 1, Minnesota might blow him out. You know, he's money when they're not on prime time. They got Arizona at home. The Cardinals could be world beaters. We don't know. Like with the addition of J.J. Watt, they pretty much are the Houston Texans moved over to Arizona. So that could be a loss. Las Vegas is another team that's going to be a really tight game. Don't know how to call that one. The Atlanta Falcons, that was a knockout, drag-out game last year, and that was before, I keep wanting to call him Zeke, before Dak got hurt.
Yep.
They won on this miracle, what was it? The onside
Falcons
kick.
are the most incompetent team in the NFL.
They should have lost that game. They lost on an onside kick. Like, that was the most outlandish thing. Like, that was almost as bad as the Super Bowl, the way they blew that game. Like, it was just the way it unfolded. It was disgusting. And then they got the Chargers. The Chargers look like they have the potential to be a really good team. Even if they're not a playoff team, they're a team that can knock off other good teams when they get their stuff together. So, I mean, they could be anywhere from 11-5 to 5-11.
Right.
I know they're getting ready to approve the 17th game, and what I'm hearing is their 17th game is going to be at New England, which is to be another question mark because we have no idea what kind of offense New England is going to be coming with next year. So, I mean, I got them between 11-5, 5-11. I'm leaning closer to 5-11 than I am to 11-5 because I don't think they're going to be that good, and I'm tired of Dallas. I know if y'all have been listening, since Dak's been in the league, he's been in the league for 5 years.
Yep.
Those first 4 years that he played, I picked the Cowboys to make the Super Bowl twice. They had good teams. They went 13-3.
Yep.
As rookies, they came in. I was like, oh, that team will win 12 games. They'll go to the Super Bowl. They'll lose to the Patriots. They made the playoffs, and then the play calling was disgusting against Green Bay, where they just tried to get cute and just like they had Dak attempted 20 passes in the first half. That is Zeke's team. That was ridiculous. And then they came out the second half and ran, and he came back, but it was too late. If they had stuck to their game plan, it's possible they could have made it. So I'm not sold on them actually performing as well as their roster looks. Dak got all this money. They did front load the contract and put a whole bunch of signing bonus on it in an effort to actually save the salary cap. So
$75 million in year 1.
Yeah.
$75 million in year one, but it only hits $22 million. Like 22.2 is all that touches the cap.
Yep.
So they did some maneuvering somehow. That is some of the most complicated math in the history of math. I'm yet to find anyone who knows how they calculate this. He's got a $66 million signing bonus. He's getting $75 million in year one. The signing bonus doesn't count against the cap, so I would say, oh, okay, only $9 million cap hit. 22.2. How? I don't understand it, but that's what is actually hitting the cap for this season. It's actually kind of ridiculous. But as far as them this season, no. I can't do it. No. They could win the division. They'll lose the wild card just because the division sucks.
I think this Dallas team, first of all, I like the deal. Dak Prescott, he obviously is the answer for the Cowboys. Obviously, Elliott, who everybody's looking at this, his worst season. Why is that? Because Dak Prescott wasn't there slinging the ball. When I look at guys
the
like
offensive line was terrible.
When I look at guys like Amari Cooper, when I look at Michael Gallup, when I look at CeeDee Lamb, they were looking great before Dak Prescott went out. Dak Prescott is going to engineer this team into a new culture. I'm not saying it's going to be a Super Bowl team. I know what he said in the press conference, and that's what he has to say. Let's just keep it real when you're getting paid that type of money. But I love the deal. When I look at the Cowboys, that defense, 23rd in total defense. Bad defense. 31st against the run, you giving up 158 yards a game. Bad. They need to get tougher on defense. They need to start rushing the passer. When I look at Jalen Smith, he needs to step up. When I look at Donovan Wilson, their safety, why is he in the top 3 in sacks for this team? This team needs to get gritty. They got to get dirty. They got to get a little bit better defensively. I'm not using excuses, but they got to get tough.
Understatement.
Yeah, and when I look at DeMarcus Lawrence, that big contract, remember they gave him? He needs to show up. He needs to be a guy, that sack total, pressure on the quarterback, it needs to be at 10. I need to see 10 sacks. 6.5 isn't good enough. But this Dallas team, they should feel encouraged, okay? Because they could get themselves an edge rusher in this draft, get themselves another cornerback to complement what they did last year's draft with Diggs bringing him in. He seems like he's doing okay. So I think this Dallas team, there's promise there. Everybody needs to step up. Obviously, they're going to probably win 10, 11 games, especially that division that they're in. But I don't look at them as a Super Bowl team if we want to just forecast it for next season.
I mean, not with Mike McCarthy at head coach. Hell no.
But when I look at even Dak Prescott, when I look at some of these games before he went out, this team allowing 39 points, 38 points, 34 points, 31 points. That's unacceptable. That's 4 out of 5 games you're allowing 30-plus points. They got to get better. But then when I look at Dak Prescott against the number 1 defense in the Rams, at Rams, 24 for 39, 266 yards and a touchdown pass. He played pretty well.
I mean, that's just a serviceable game. That's
I'm
not.
Just saying,
Jansen, wasn't that week 1?
That's not impressive.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Wasn't that week 1?
But if you watch the game, he played well.
They lost
in week 1.
They did lose, but he played well against the top defense.
He failed to mention they didn't win that game either.
They didn't win the game, but was it on him?
I don't think it's fair to pull the week 1 records, man.
All I'm saying is this. Dallas's defense is primed to get better. They have to get better.
They lost to all the playoff teams they played.
Every single one of them.
That was last season. What I'm saying is
even while Dak was there.
Dak finally got his money. There's more confidence around this team. When he comes back from the injury, you're going to look at a motivated Ezekiel Elliott, which I think he can get back to what he was before. They do need to get that running game going. I don't know if Dak Prescott is great yet, but he still has some growing to do himself. He has grown to do as a leader, maybe more of a vocal role. I hope so with all this money that they're paying him.
He's great at the podium, bro. What do you mean?
He's fantastic. I'm talking about in the locker room, day-to-day things, talking to the defense, talking to certain coaches. I think Dak's role is going to expand when it comes to that, just off the field. So I think this team's going to get better because remember, man,
with that contract.
Just in life, period. When guys are not paid how they feel like they should get paid, it's kind of like they're holding back a little bit. There's that resentment. There's nothing there. All guns blazing. I don't know if the Cowboys had the confidence. I don't even know what it was because he got everything he wanted. He got everything that me and Adam were talking about that he's going to get. They finally just made it official. This Dallas Cowboys team, I expect them to be better.
Okay, so look. I don't know how much better you think they actually can be.
Yeah.
Who else did they get? I mean, they drafted CeeDee Lamb. 2019, Dak's last healthy season, he threw for 4,900 yards and 30 touchdowns, and they went 8-8. Mm-hmm. That team's ceiling is not that high. When he's playing at a high level, they still aren't winning. Mm-hmm. And you can be like, oh, Zeke rushed for 1,350 yards and 12 touchdowns that season. Yes. How much more do you want from him?
Right.
What I'm saying is this. I want more leadership off the field. I'm not talking about on the field. On the field, he's proven that he deserves this contract, okay? I'm talking about this defense needs to play. He needs some help. They didn't play any defense. If they just get some type of pass rush, I'm not saying it's got to be a great defense, middle of the pack defense, then he needs to control the rest. Him and this great wide receiving core.
So, I mean,
everybody's numbers should go up. I expect the backup running back, Pollard. If he's back, he's going to be playing better. This is going to be a motivated team. This team lost confidence when Dak went out. Dak is paid.
Thank you,
Everybody's
Captain
happy.
Obvious. Of course, it's the lead quarterback. Like, what are you expecting different? Like, what are you realistically expecting different from the Cowboys?
I'm expecting the defense to be better, and this team is going to be better because of that.
Because I'll tell you one thing.
Dak's going to take his game to the next level.
Dak, he doesn't have a level above 2019.
But Dak is gonna. I get what you're saying.
Dak could give us 35 touchdown passes.
Yeah, he could, because
potentially 40.
People work harder and do more when they feel appreciated, and I'm sure Dak Prescott definitely feels appreciated with 66 up front as the biggest signing bonus. But of course they're going to feel more confident, and of course they're going to be better. They were awful without him. I mean, nothing's changed. Mike McCarthy's still there. The coaching is still some of the worst in the NFL, and like, I would love to see the Cowboys, but like I said when we opened up, man, I don't trust them anymore. I'm tired of thinking that the Cowboys are going to be a threat. I mean, I had these guys as like 12, 13 game winners last year, and maybe they could have been with Dak Prescott, but I mean, how many times are we going to say the same thing for the Cowboys, the same thing for the Saints, the same thing for the Falcons, bro? Something's got to change. It hurts, but something's got to change for Dallas.
And the defense, that's why I keep telling y'all, the defense is going to get better. We know what they're going to do in the first couple rounds.
With Dan Quinn?
Yeah, that's an upgrade. Dan Quinn was a good defensive coordinator.
Yeah,
I wasn't saying he was a good head coach. He wasn't a good head coach.
That was all Pete Carroll.
I don't know about all that.
It was.
Because look what the defense is at now.
I mean, this is years later after they've lost all the players. When Dan Quinn left Seattle initially, they were still tops in the league in defense. It was Pete.
I don't think so. I think it is an upgrade. I think Dan Quinn is a great defensive coordinator, great defensive mind. I know it didn't translate completely in Atlanta, and Atlanta people feel some type of way about him. I get that, but that's him as a head coach. Now he can focus on that defense. He can focus on getting the pass rushers he wants. He can focus on motivating these guys on the defensive line. They need to get tougher. I think Dak sets the tone for this team. This team's going to win the division. I'm putting it out there now. They're going to win the division. Washington's not going to win the division.
Pull the receipts on that, boy.
Washington's not going to win the division. The Giants are going to win the division, and the Eagles aren't going to win the division. Who's going to stop the Cowboys in that division?
The coaching.
Who's going to? No. What team?
That division is a toss.
Anybody on the staff?
In that division, do you feel confident that's going to beat the Cowboys?
Washington?
At full strength.
Washington?
I don't think so.
Are you kidding me?
The Cowboys
they got
have
question
a bunch
marks
of names.
on offense.
Okay,
they got question marks on offense.
They can solve it, though. The defense is there.
Yeah,
they can solve those question marks on offense.
They got a bunch of names and they don't produce.
If they score 21 points against Washington, they'll beat them. Washington's offense is not there.
Jansen, I'll tell you something, bro. Dallas has five players that are paid in the top 5 of their position. And I don't personally think that any of those players are actually top 5 at what they do, bro. And that's just facts, man. You can go look at the numbers of the guys. They're good players, but when you're paying 5 players, man, you put it on offense if you want. That's half of your 11 that are on the field for every play are paid like top 5. And you're going 8-8? You're not doing anything besides the rookie year. His rookie year was a fluke, man. I'm sorry. I'm not sorry to say it, actually. His rookie year was a fluke. And you look at how Mike McCarthy doesn't like to run the football. I understand that the line was hurt last year, but I even think with the line, man, McCarthy, the Cowboys at one point in the season were like bottom 5th or 6th in the league in rushing attempts and yards. And you got a guy like Zeke Elliott who led the league in rushing as a rookie, over 1,600, 15 touchdowns. And you're not giving a guy like that at least 20 to 23 carries a game? That's blasphemous to me. That is blasphemous. And I mean, maybe you're right, Jansen. Maybe you're right. Maybe the Cowboys finally get it together. They finally realize what they have. Mike McCarthy's going to run the ball, but I'll tell you something, man. When McCarthy left Green Bay, Aaron Jones, 1,000-yard seasons. When McCarthy was there, wasn't doing it, man. He's got to use Zeke. I said it before the season started. I'll say it again. Now you got to injure Dak, who's paid more, which maybe Dallas got it right. Maybe they did. I'll get into that in a second, but you got to injure Dak, who's paid more. What's Zeke going to be? What's that line going to be? It's a lot of question marks for Dallas, bro. I'm definitely on the line with them.
So, I mean, here's some fun facts for you, because I know y'all always know I'm going to come with them. So, in 2017, without Zeke for 6 games, Dak Prescott threw for 1,100 yards, 5 touchdowns, and 7 interceptions. He only threw for 191 yards per game. When Zeke is not there and he's not producing, Dak doesn't produce.
Very true.
It's very evident in the fact that they came in the league together. Guess who got paid first? We ain't talk about Zeke contract because they know that Zeke is more important than Dak is to the success of this thing, which is why they pushed it so far out. But if you flip that a little further, the 10 games that he played with Zeke, threw for 2,200 yards, 17 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions. He's a completely different player when Zeke is in the game. 218 yards per game, you're getting 30 more yards per game passing when Zeke is there because you need that run support. That's why they paid Zeke.
Yep.
But I'll take this a step further because we talked about this some weeks ago when Matt Stafford got traded for Jared Goff and y'all trashed Jared Goff and said he ain't that good. He's not worth the contract he got.
He wasn't, but he's good.
He only had multiple 4,600-yard passing seasons with 30-plus touchdowns, which Dak did once, and he only had actually exactly 30 touchdowns. But let's take this a step further. In their careers, Dak and Jared Goff came into the league the same time. Jared Goff was the number 1 pick.
Sure was.
They both have a 42-27 record. Exactly the same.
Uh-oh.
17,600 passing yards for Dak, 18,171 yards for Jared Goff, who you trash. 106 touchdowns thrown for Dak, 107 touchdowns for Jared Goff. But we're still saying Goff is trash. He doesn't deserve to be there. He held the Rams back.
He did hold them back.
Jared Goff was 3-3 in the playoffs, went to a Super Bowl.
Dak is 1-2.
Dak is 1-2, and one of those 2 losses is to Jared Goff.
Oh my God!
They lost to the Rams.
But you're taking it out of context.
But
First of all, I remember that.
I'm not done though. $160 million for 4 years for Dak. Jared Goff got 134 for 4 years, and he got traded away to a trash team for a quarterback who's accomplished nothing. All I'm saying is Dak has not done anything more than Jared Goff, but he gets the astronomically high contract, and Jared Goff gets traded and kicked to the curb like he's a scrub. It's outlandish.
It's all about the branding, brother.
And you can't give me, Jared Goff had Todd Gurley and Cooper Kupp and Robert Woods. Last I checked, Dak hasn't played any games. I mean, he's only played a few games without Zeke. Leading the league in rushing multiple years. 3 years straight, Zeke averaged the most yards per game of any running back in the league. They went and traded and got Amari Cooper. He had Dez when he walked in. He had a squad. There's nothing that Dak had or that Jared Goff was working with that Dak didn't have. He put up better numbers and accomplished more, and he got trashed. I'm not saying Dak doesn't deserve to get paid, but he's not done anything to merit him having the most expensive deal in NFL history on the front end. It's ridiculous, and the Cowboys are going to pay for it.
Oh, yeah.
The Cowboys are the Cleveland Browns with 5 championships in a shiny stadium.
But see, this what you didn't mention. Ezekiel Elliott last season when Dak wasn't there, what did he do? Not as much as he did before. Let's talk about recently. All the weapons that I named, production was down because Dak wasn't there. And let's talk about Jared Goff. We discussed this in the car. There was something with him and McVay. He lost confidence in him. Seriously, Les Snead, he lost confidence in him. There is a thinking around Jared Goff. I know you brought up numbers, and yeah, a lot of, on paper it's true, but he's not trending up. There's a reason they got rid of him.
Is he a leader? The wins.
Is he a leader?
It's not even just a stat thing.
You don't get rid of a quarterback like that. You don't get rid
more
of
playoffs.
They got rid of him because they know they're not going to win the game. When he was in the big game in the Super Bowl, what did he do? Nothing.
He's not a
Belichick,
when did Dak take his team to a big game?
They didn't view him as a leader. They look.
He beat Dak on his way to the big game.
He didn't beat them. That running game beat them. That running game went
off. The same thing about Zeke. Zeke is the reason then.
No, Zeke last season could have had a monster year,
but you're talking about a year where Dak didn't play.
Exactly.
So it's irrelevant.
He didn't play. If Dak played, he would have been better.
Zeke
Both
played.
of them would have been better. sure.
Zeke played when Dallas lost to the Rams in the playoffs.
Obviously, Dak Prescott has more leadership skill than Jared Goff. They got rid of him for Matt Stafford, which I like the deal. Not for that much, but I like the deal. He's going to be a better option for them.
They don't like
You
Jared
gotta
Goff.
understand-
That's personal because
It might
Jared
be,
Goff
bro,
has
that's what it
accomplished
is.
more than Dak Prescott.
Yeah. But I'm saying Dak Prescott
It's the branding, guys. It's the branding.
It's trending up. What we
He
gonna
got
do?
paid because he's the Cowboys quarterback.
We talked about- hold on.
He got paid because he's the Cowboys quarterback, and because, like I said last week, that brand is now on Dak Prescott. He could have went somewhere and made more money. I promise you, he could have. I promise you, Dak Prescott could have went somewhere and made more money, but he wanted to stay in Dallas because of the brand, because he believes in them. That is why he got paid. I think we're all in agreement that he didn't deserve the money. And a lot of his stats are extremely padded. Extremely. A lot of times when you're digging yourself out of the fourth quarter, 18 points, 15 points down, you got to throw for 170 yards in the fourth quarter. You got to throw the ball 55 times. I saw a lot of that with Dak Prescott throughout his career. And I think we're going to continue to see that until he gets out of Dallas, man. Unfortunately, because the coaching, dude, I know I sound like a broken record, but coaching is so important in the NFL, and I think that's the downfall of the Cowboys right now. And with you calling them the Browns, the Cowboys are falling victim to what the Browns did with Freddie Kitchens, and now here they go, but they're more talented. More talented. I mean, I guess you could take, Browns defense, Cowboys
The Browns
offense,
do have a
whichever
better
one.
defense, but like, they have names that are very comparable to the point where it doesn't make sense that they're not winning.
Like I said, when you're paying 5 of your players in the top 5 and you're doing that, it's embarrassing. I mean, you should be ashamed, really, that you're spending that money on people that are not producing. So
we gotta go back to why Dak got paid. Dak got paid because when he was playing last season in those games I mentioned, all of a sudden we're hearing about Michael Gallup. We're hearing about Amari Cooper name, CD Lamb. We're hearing about these guys more. Ezekiel Elliott, when he was playing, really, really good running back. The time you said he was carrying the team, Dak was there. This was an offense that was a threat. They were a major threat in the league. When Andy Dalton, this is how he got paid. When Andy Dalton stepped into that offense and we thought he would have done better than what he did and did nothing, they looked like a bottom feeder offense, incompetent. All those great weapons you named, they looked good or decent, but they didn't look as good with Dak. Dak is going to bring this team to the next level. I'm not saying they're going to win the Super Bowl.
It's not a comparison.
But they brought him in thinking, okay, if Dak goes down, which he did, the team's not going to fall off that much. But this team, there was no leadership. There was no control. This offense was bad. That's how you get paid. When you're removed from a situation and everything just falls apart.
That's why Dak. That means Andy Dalton is trash.
And you got to think, too. Let's go back.
I disagree. That is a testament to Dak, but they're not going to be anything
but
special.
But you got to understand.
Jansen.
Look at the defense.
Nobody ever said Dak sucks.
There is
Andy Dalton is not good.
I'm throwing DeMarcus Lawrence under the bus, man. 6.5 sacks. We can't have that.
Well, man, we done already moved a whole minute past. Hold on, we missed our 8:24. We're gonna run the clock back 60 seconds.
You're right.
8:24. You
You're
got
right.
so passionate. We done missed Kobe. We got to give our tribute to the late great Kobe Bean. It was 8:24. The Jansen just kept talking. Go ahead and count us down.
3, 2, 1. I'm sorry, Kobe.
Kobe!
Yes, sir. Rest in peace to the Black Mamba. I believe he talked through 8:24.
Oh, it's my fault. It's my fault.
I don't think this ever happened before. It's a shame.
Back to this Dak thing.
Jansen, I'll explain the brand to you right here, man. So, you want to know ESPN's lead story from 1 year ago yesterday?
What?
I quote, Cowboys reporter says that team has sent a new proposal for Prescott's agent in hopes of kickstarting discussions for a long-term deal. Sources say the offer that was on the table was worth $33 million a year with over $100 million guaranteed. That was 1 year ago yesterday, Jansen. What did he just sign for?
Even bigger.
That's the brand, bro.
Yeah.
Because if he's hurt, and I disagree with the whole, it's not a testament to Dak because he obviously shows the value with them being bad. But with you trying to piggyback and say the next level, no, man, I'm sorry. No, not the next level. They're going to be a next level disappointment if they play the way they did last year and the years before next season, which I really see them doing. I'm sorry, man. I don't see it going anywhere. But who do y'all think won the deal, though? Like, out of everything, who do y'all think actually won
Dak.
the deal?
Oh, Dak
All these
absolutely
quarterbacks
won the deal.
All these quarterbacks won the deal.
He's getting $75 million this year.
Up front.
Dak,
Year one.
sports media, everybody wins the deal but the Cowboys.
Yup.
If they don't win a Super Bowl, yeah. We all win, too. We won the deal as well, too.
I think the wildest thing, no Super Bowl MVP, obviously no regular season MVP, coming off the broken ankle, got 126 guaranteed. Could have signed a couple years ago for about 30 overall. No franchise tag. They can't tag him, or I think in a few years they can't tag him when it's up because they've already used it. They used the tag and signed him. What was it? A no trade clause as well. I mean, he literally littered these guys, finessed them out of all these benefits on top of the money. So when he's 31 and he's got another payday ahead of him, when quarterbacks are probably going to be making close to $50 million on an average, just imagine what he's going to get paid. It's going to be astronomical, dude.
He won't be a Cowboy because they're not going to win anything, and they're not going to re-sign him after this contract.
Exactly.
This will be very telling. It's really sad. I'm rooting for Goff. I don't like how he got trashed.
New coach, new GM. It might be hopeful for him. We'll see.
Stop. He went to Detroit. That's a waste.
New coach.
Nobody
new GM,
even wants
new
to
culture.
visit Detroit, let alone play there.
New culture. Let's see what happens.
With Goff in Detroit?
Look, not a lot
Nobody
of pressure
wanna
over
go to
there.
Detroit.
Not a lot of pressure over there either.
See my man Wesley in the chat room talking. What's popping, man? I see Tashara in there and see Graham in there. Yeah, the chat room is popping right now. I see
let's go,
Jamila
people.
in there.
Yes, sir. Let's go.
All right. Yeah, we ain't seen Pittsburgh's finest here in quite some time. She took a break. We trashed Pittsburgh so long, she stopped watching us for like a month.
Oh, that's tough.
That's a